Ann Frank Andresen, in the first 2 quarters of 2010, the Long Danish Bonds showed very nice performance. How has it been in the third quarter 2010?
Well, the trend is still positive for the Danish bonds. Long Danish Bonds Fund have yielded 2.5% in the third quarter, and year to date we have a performance of 10.2% in the Long Danish Bonds Fund, which is a lot when we're talking about bonds.
Are Danish government bonds still considered a safe haven by foreign investors?
There's nothing that indicates that the foreign investors doesn't see the Danish government bonds as a safe haven. And furthermore, we expect an increased demand from the domestic investors. Regulations are forcing the Danish pension sector and the Danish banking sector to increase their holdings of Danish government bonds. And that will give an excess demand and really support the government bonds. The supply side is also okay, because the Danish central bank is already now issuing next year's issuance. So the supply side is also in place for the Danish government bonds. So all in all, we still consider and see the Danish government bonds as a safe haven.
What is it about the Danish government bonds that foreign investors find attractive?
Well, the foreign investors, they have faith in the Danish economy, faith in the Danish model, also in the long term. And this is very important for the rating agencies, because a downgrade, it will attract a lot of negative headlines, and the investors doesn't like that. Also, the foreign investors, they have trust in the FSA and the banking sector. And I think this is why many of the foreign investors, they find Denmark an attractive country to invest in.
Is there anything suggesting that investors should adjust the weighting of Danish bonds?
Well, you should always make sure that your investments, they match your risk profile. Investing in bonds, you also have a risk named the interest rate risk. This means if you invest in a portfolio with an interest rate risk of 6, this means that if the interest rates, they rise 1%, you'll lose 6% of your initial value. On the other hand, of course, if the interest rates, they fall, well, then you'll gain 6%.
Talking about interest rates, what are the market expectations for the future interest rates?
Well, there's nothing fundamentally wrong with the interest rate levels that we have right now. We expect they'll remain at these low levels also for the rest of the year. And it's because we don't see any signs of the inflation coming. And there's no signs that the central banks, they'll hike the rates until late 2011.
In the first 3 quarters 2010, the Danish bonds have performed very well. What do you expect for the year 2010 in total?
We think that the interest rates will stay on these levels. We also think that the fourth quarter will be a very stable quarter. So all in all, 2010 in total, we think will be a very good year for Danish bonds.